Well, hello everyone. This is Carrie back with How to Homeschool My Child, and today we're talking about Christmas science. I am going to do 2 candy cane experiments in this video. Then I'm going to switch to my phone because it's easier to show you the last experiment, and with the computer that I'm using, it's too hard to pick it up. But if you've missed any of ours last week, I did some videos on Advent showing you some different activities. I did some one on St. Nicholas Day. I have done one on hope for last week, the first week of Advent. Yesterday we talked about peace, the second week of Advent. You can watch that. That was yesterday's. And then tomorrow we'll be talking about St. Lucia's Day, who is the patron saint of light. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about St. Lucia, and then I'm going to share a fun light activity that I really haven't ever shared before. So I think that will be good. So today we're going to do candy cane experiments. The first one's going to be the melting candy canes. So what I have done is I have taken a mini candy cane, and I put them in 3 different bowls. And then each bowl will have a different type of water. Now I have Lab Report pages for you to use so your child can actually watch it and see what's going on and record what's going on, because science is all about observation, drawing conclusions. So we have hot water, we have lukewarm water, and then we have some water that I have some ice cubes in. What I would do is ask your kids before you do this. If I pour hot water here on this candy cane, what will happen? And then have a discussion. That's what you want to do with any science experiment. You want them to predict. Even a 4-year-old, whether they know the answer or not, you can say, well, what do you think if we put hot water on here or cold water? They don't know what the word predict means, but they might be able to tell you what they think is going to happen. And they may not have a clue, but at least it gets them in the habit of making an educated guess beforehand. With a little bit older kids, you can talk about the water molecules and how fast they're moving here, where the cold water is not, and so give them a few clues so they can make a prediction. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pour some water. On the first candy cane, I'm going to pour some hot water. On the second candy cane, this is just lukewarm water, straight out of the tap. And then on the last one, we're going to put some cold water, if I can do it without getting all the ice in there. Now, I'm going to show you immediately, which you can probably guess. This is the hot water. It's already turning pink, and I forgot to get a towel. Ooh, that's too hot. Let me grab a spoon. And you can sort of already see that the candy cane has not as many red stripes. So you could immediately write that down. So we're going to leave this for a little while and observe it every once in a while. Now, let me also grab my towel. Didn't get all my supplies. So that's experiment number 1. The second one is crystal candy canes. And what we are going to do, I forgot my pencil too, is the first thing we're going to do is take a pipe cleaner. And you can use red and white, or red, green, and white like I have, or pink and purple, or whatever color you want your candy canes to be. And basically all you're going to do is your child is going to twist them around and make a long chain like this. Then what you want to do is flip it into a candy cane like this. So we have the candy cane, all pipe cleaners. The next thing we want to do is take thread. And this is the part I forgot. You're going to loop a piece of thread here. And I thought I had a pencil, but I don't. And then put a pencil in here. Then what we want to do is you are going to pour, and I've already done it, and it hadn't started the crystals yet, but you pour borax, a 1/3 cup of borax, and then about a little over a cup of boiling water. And then you take your candy cane, and you're going to slip your pencil in the hoop that I forgot to make, and then your candy cane is going to sit in here, and it'll get completely covered because the thread is holding the candy cane up. And then you're going to leave it in that solution overnight. And what happens is your children will end up with a little ornament that is a crystallized candy cane. So you could ask them ahead of time what they think is going to happen, but this is what it's going to look like. You can make all sorts of shapes or whatever. But how does it work? What's the science behind it? The whole point is when the hot water is in there, the borax is moving around so quickly. But as the water cools, the borax needs something to attach itself to, and it will attach it to the water molecules, and it will attach itself also to your pipe cleaners. Now you do need to leave it in probably overnight, then you pull it out, and then it's going to probably need to take all day to dry. But that is what it's going to look like. On my blog, the post that I have right there, there are some pictures of what it looks like when the crystals are being formed. So that is a really fun experiment. You could also talk about the candy cane. You could talk about the story of the candy cane. The red is the blood of Jesus. The white is Jesus cleansing, white, heart clean, white as snow. The shape of it is the same as a shepherd's staff. There's all sorts of things. And I found out that this originated in Germany, if you want to do that. Now, let's look at our candy canes again. Now, here's our hot one. Oh my gosh. It's not even a whole candy cane anymore. You can see it just fell apart. So there's that one, and it's all white. This is our lukewarm one, and this happened a lot quicker than what my lab report suggests. You're going to have to it's going to all be done in 5 minutes. If you look closely, you can see there's still some red lines on there, but that's the lukewarm one, and it hadn't even been 5 minutes. And then the last one is the ice one. Now, the water is working a little bit, but it has, you can see there's still red lines in there. The other thing is you can see how thick this is, and it's still one shape. But if you look at the hot water one, well, let's just get the little hook. If you look at the hot water one, you can see, here, let me just try and hold this. I didn't want to touch the water. You can see how skinny it's gotten. It's gotten very skinny compared to what it was. So those are some observations. Now you can talk about why did the hot water candy cane dissolve it so much more quickly than the lukewarm one and the ice one. You'll notice the first thing that happens is the red lines disappear, then it starts to shrink. So the water is going to sort of shrink it all up. Well, the hot water molecules are moving a lot faster than the cold water molecules. So when it's moving around, it's doing a lot more, it has a lot bigger effect on the candy canes than this cold water one, which still 5 minutes later still has pieces of, you can see some little red lines. Maybe you can barely see it in the video. Anyway, so that's that. Those are just 2 of the science experiments that I wanted to share with you today. I have one more, but I really need to do that on a phone. So I am going to pop off. Let me just say that here, the link here will take you to the lab report, and you can print it out. The lab report, you can print out the specific directions, the supplies, and everything that you need as well. Tomorrow I'll be showing some special things with light and some activities that you can do as well. But that's just a quick little video, nothing too long, just something short for you to do. I'll be back in a few minutes, and it's a fun one. It's got candy in it, and I will show it to you in a minute. I am Carrie Beck with How to Homeschool My Child. This is Candy Cane Science Experiments, or Christmas Science. Y'all have a great day.